goes into a handstand, and that's going to impress the judges right off the top. He is riding an X2 jet ski. These things are really built for power and speed, and you'll see it here. It's kind of a reverse headstand, putting his torso up against the handlebars for a little bit of security, and then just backs right on down to the floorboard. So George Byrnes back out on the water again. Look at the power that these X2s can generate. Whoa, just a stream of white water comes right at the camera, and he's powering down. I see a submarine coming in. He goes underwater, submerges both he and the jet ski, and underwater you've got to power out of that thing. It's one thing to go under, but then you have to throttle out of it. He's going for a backhand maneuver here, sitting on the handlebars this time. This time he is throttling with his left hand. Everything is the reverse, and the people on the shore are saying, whoa, you don't see that too often. I think here's another power maneuver. He goes to the right, his whole body movement goes to the left, does a twirl, grabs the handlebars, and pulls out of it. This is a phenomenal maneuver. All the ski is going to the right, his body goes to the left, he twirls around. Now he's got to do another part of the 360 to grab the handlebar and to throttle out of it. That's going to score big-time points. I can tell you, having covered professional jet skiing for 3 years, that is going to score big. Into that vertical stall, as we say, and it's here you feather the throttle, and then he smoothly comes out of it. So a masterful performance by George Byrnes here at the Isla Mirada World Cup Jet Ski Championships. Now we simply await the judges' decisions, and there they are. Look at a 9-2, a 9-1, a 9-7. That will do it. George Byrnes from Plantation, Florida, will win with a score of 28.0, edging out Greg Folks and Chris McCluggage in the freestyle.
George Byrnes is from Plantation, which is not too far from where we are today in Isla Mirada, and this guy can really play, can't he?
Compared to a lot of the other guys, he feels like 90 sometimes. He's only 28, but when you've got youngsters like Everhart at 17 and McCluggage at 16, he sort of is the old man of the sea out there.
Well, he comes for the spin in front of the judges, and you know, they have to pack so much into such a short span of time. I don't think that we can overemphasize that. Oh! And a free shower for the fans.
Blasted somebody off their chaise lounge here at Holiday Isle.
Well, I don't think he'll splash the judges, but I like that where they play to the crowd more than the judge.
Watch this trick. Grabs the nose over the front of the boat and comes out back by the jet. That is a neat trick. 45.7 posted by Everhart, the score he's trying to beat. Look at that, he comes out of it backwards, Ken. 15 seconds now. Having some engine difficulty there. He's got it cranked.
Starts it up after the stall, and let's see.
He's a crane operator when he's not jet skiing. And he's operating out there and does a mini sub.
And right in front of the judges to boot.
George Byrnes out of Plantation, Florida.
And back in to the pit area. Nicely done, George Byrnes.
He had that one miscue, but I think you're going to see some high scores over 9 from the judges.
Yeah, 9-2 and 9-3. I think Mr. Byrnes will be up around 45 when it's tallied up.
The 45.7 is the score he's trying to beat, posted by Everhart.
Here are your final results now in the men's Pro X2. First place, George Byrnes from Plantation, Florida. Probably smoke a big old stogie celebrating that tonight. Second place, Todd Everhart from Davie. And our third place contestant today is Chris McCluggage with 44.7 as his point total.
Yes, defend their sport, saying careless riders are to blame for most jet ski accidents. Don't even attempt these freestyle jet ski maneuvers without good coaching, training, and supervision. Fun doesn't turn into more agony than the agony of defeat. Carmen Bellows, Channel 7 News, Hollywood.
A power slide 180-degree fountain of youth into riding backwards on the seat. He is now riding no hands, turning around, back riding on the seat, doing a 360-degree pirouette, ladies and gentlemen, on the seat of a Kawasaki X2. That seat is barely 10 inches wide. Another 180-degree power spin. George is holding that boat. That is a 250-pound machine. He's doing a pirouette into a backward spin, riding backwards, pulling out. That's 500 pounds of thrust pulling him around. into a rollover, and he's back up on the machine. Ladies and gentlemen, you notice one thing about George's routine. Notice the speed of the machine as he sets up for his tricks. What you just saw there was George sliding down the hood of that boat underneath, keeping his hair out of the jet intake. Lord knows he's one that keeps his hands out of there too. Into a headstand, a roll over, and back underneath the machine again. And ladies and gentlemen, that is done on purpose. That looks like a 180-degree power spin into a pirouette, rolling the boat on its side and back up again. Those power slides are pretty difficult, and that rollover is something that boat is really having a hard time with. Ladies and gentlemen, George Byrnes is really working that machine hard. You could see that if you're with any other machines or any other boats, you would not even want to attempt to do any of these tricks. You'd be run over by another boat before you'd even think about it. Okay, now George Byrnes is now sitting on the handlebars. He's setting up for something I may not have ever seen him do before. Is that George barefooting into a headstand? That's a headstand on a seat that's 10 inches wide on a boat that's 2 feet wide. And if he's doing it at 40 miles an hour, he's doing it every bit of 35 miles an hour, that's for sure. Another power spin into a Fountain of Youth, riding backwards. A backwards power spin. I can't even do that standing up, facing forwards, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's setting up for a submarine. He's down. That looked like a little Scobie to me. He had his head sticking out of the water, a little periscope for you. George might want to bring that machine in and let him drain the water out of it. No, it doesn't look like that to me. It doesn't look like that to me. He's taking the chance. That boat's been in the water a lot. He's bringing another rider onto that machine with him. Now that is personal watercrafting right there, ladies and gentlemen. They are both holding onto that machine. He is bouncing that nose up in the air. He is doing a power 360 with that machine. That is 250 pounds of boat spinning around. And both of them are going to be pretty dizzy coming out of that, you can imagine. This is something completely different. Oh, look at that spray in the course marshal. It's a good thing the event is over, I can say that for sure. That's one thing George Byrnes hasn't done in his course routine. That is a Fountain of Youth. And the Fountain of Youth is basically when you submarine the nose of the machine, however, the pump is still in the water. Normally it's done to impress the judges, but what happens sometimes is that the crowd gets in the way of the jet blast of the boat. Sometimes people get a little upset when you spray them with 500 pounds of salt water. It was difficult talking George out of doing that, I can tell you that much. He thought a lot of you Bermudans would enjoy a little salt water. But we'll see. The event's not over, and Lord knows I can't control him from up here. Let's just hope that he doesn't soak down the people that are shooting the movie down there. That Kawasaki X2 is really holding up to a beating in the freestyle event that George is throwing it. Look at that 180. He's back into a nose stand. That is really a beating that craft has taken. That was never designed to do that spin around like that. That is so hard on the motor and jet pump. You can see all the steam and smoke coming out of that motor. It's just saying, hey, you know, this is just too much. Kick in the water to slow the machine down when they turn. Into a backslide. That power slide is 180 degrees. Looks like he pulled it out almost 270 degrees. He's having a bit of a problem with some other boaters in the water, stirring the water up. I hope that doesn't affect. We appreciate the crash, so to try to keep the personal watercraft off of the water. Any other boats, we thank you very much. George has now come into a power spin. He's now bouncing the boat on its nose, doing what's called a corkscrew. This is a very difficult maneuver because at the moment he's got 350 pounds of machine spinning around with 500 pounds of thrust blowing out of the back of it. Oh, look at this. Slides over the handlebars and back over the back, pulls back onto the bars. He let the boat slide right over the top of him while it was actually under power into a backflip, and he's back up under power again. George has practiced this routine, to my knowledge, for the past 3 years. Into a backwards power spin. Oh, a little slip, but look at that recovery. You Bermudans probably haven't seen. Oh, into a deep submarine. Got to get that hair a little bit wet. We wouldn't want to come back on the beach with some dry hair. That's one trick that's very difficult to do and extra hard on the machine. That boat's probably wondering who is on top of me. Looks like a power slide. Over underneath the boat. Look at that. Bermudans, that is really something that is worth watching. He's doing that at speeds in excess of 40 miles an hour. Another power spin. He's down on the east end of the track now, gives real high speeds. He's back underneath the boat, flips over right in front of the announcer stand here. I know that most of you guys are probably going to want to try to do this as soon as you get, any of personal watercrafters, as soon as you get back on the water, you're going to want to try to do this stuff. Please be careful if you do and stay away from, just keep off of any open waterways. If you've got a little private bay and you got some friends with you, that's the only time you'd want to attempt this stuff, because you could see a jet ski could go flying into a boat, really make some problems, and not only that, you could get seriously injured. I'd like to see George doing the corkscrew here at the end. He's probably going to give us all a wave as his routine's probably going to give us a little bit of a break for the moment. He's idling the boat, bouncing it up and down. That's 350 pounds of Kawasaki X2 he's holding on to there. That's quite a difficult maneuver. Oh, he does a pirouette. That's incredible. You see that hard turn he just made? He's got his half of his body dragging in the water. Into a submarine. He's gone. Yay! All right, he's back up. All right, we got to spray the course marshal a little bit so he just knows, stay away. Looks like George is moving off to the west over there. So that way, the whole rest of the crowd, everybody can get a good idea of what freestyle is all about. Now, George is moving at about 40 miles an hour as he's driving by the crowd. Into a power spin, leg drag. He's rolling the boat over.
Now, this here requires a lot of skill to ride backwards because your thinking has to change. Totally backwards. George making a hard turn here, putting a lot of pressure on this ski now. Here we go, over the nose, under, where's the propeller? It cannot hurt you. Back off onto the ski. The personal watercraft has no exposed propellers or sharp parts. George also does pro modifications, racing in the States. One hand, very difficult. A lot of skill, stationary. Here's your wheelie. You kids, you want to try a wheelie? There's a wheelie for you. No wheels. Look at that. George making a hard spin now. There you go. That's the spectators. Oh, that crowd is working. Now we're getting ready to start this heat here.